Okay, so summer's coming, and I have a 15 feet above ground Intex pool that I need to put on this existing 15 feet exactly concrete slab. I'm going to add 13 inches to the existing slab. So to do that, I installed 4 6 by 12 feet wood. So to secure the wood, I took some stakes that I had laying around and just driving them down with a mallet just to make sure the pieces of wood stay in place so that when I pour the concrete, it does not move anywhere. So the following day, I water down the pieces of wood so that the concrete does not stick to it. I plan on reusing the pieces of wood. So there are 17 bags of cement that I had to purchase. So it took me 3 trips to Lowe's to buy the concrete bags. They are 90 pounds each, so they're very heavy. I have this wagon of mine that I purchased back in 2008 for one purpose, and that was to help me carry my groceries from the parking lot to the apartment where I was staying at. So each barrel, I would say, was just 2 bags of concrete because it was just too heavy to mix more than 2 bags. So I just mix up the bag, pour in the concrete, chop it up, just throw it in there. This day was, for whatever reason, hot. I think it was in 85, whereas the previous day was, I think, 69. So this batch I had a little too much water. As you can see, it's very runny. But I didn't want to add in a bag into it because it's very hard and heavy to mix in the barrel. So I'm just chopping up the concrete, making sure all the voids are filled in. At this point, I was really concerned with how much water there was in the concrete. I didn't know what to do with it because it was so much water. But an hour of waiting, the water pretty much evaporated. Here it is. And I was able to use this tool. I don't know what this tool is called, but it's just to round off the edge. So I did that within an hour of letting the concrete dry. So before day 2 ended, I took a nylon brush and I just ran it through the concrete before it completely dry so that it matches the same pattern as the existing concrete slab. So on day 4, I had to prep the existing concrete slab first with some duct tape. I was going to use the blue tape, but I didn't think the blue tape would stick to the concrete, so I decided to use duct tape. So I had this bucket of stain for about 3 years now. It's been sitting in my shed, so I decided to use it up before it goes bad. I think a quarter of this smaller gallon that I'm using was enough. And on this day, it was really hot, hotter than yesterday. So I had to try to speed up this process of staining the concrete. And I didn't want to use a roller because I tried using a roller and it didn't come out the way I wanted it to come out on a test run. So I just used the 4-inch brush, and that kind of did the trick. So this was a last minute decision that I did not have or had. I decided to stain the concrete slab. So what I did was I took my electric water pressure and cleaned out the slab. So initially I was going to put the stain in my paint tray there, but I decided that took too long. So the quicker method was to just take the bucket of stain and then just empty it on the concrete and then just brush away. So when I was at the store, this sand color looked really cool. It looked dark on that pamphlet at the store, but when I took it home and applied the first layer, it was kind of transparent, but still with the sand color, and I was not happy with it because I could still see the concrete. I tried fixing those holes in the concrete, but my cement patches would always pop out, so I gave up on it and just removed the cement patch, and the holes are there. So this here is layer number 2, and I actually like layer number 2 more than layer number 1 because now it's more of a sand look. I don't really see the previous concrete look. And day 6 is technically the last day of this project of mine. The rain decided to come in later on this day, so to protect my work, I decided to apply the wet look on the concrete slab so that it protects the stain, the red stain and the tan. So this product applies pretty easily. It's very milky, so all you do is just pour it on the stain, roll it out, make sure it's nice and even. On some part of the concrete slab, I emphasize on the wet look because I'm actually using it as a protection as well. The existing concrete slab has some dips or valleys where when a sprinkler comes on or when it rains, the water collects there. So those are the areas that I would put a whole bunch of this wet look in there to kind of give it more protection from the water sitting spots. And in these cracks, I also shoved in a whole bunch of the wet look sealer in there to also protect them from cracking even more. And I believe this here is my second coat of the wet look. Second coat because I just want to make sure I use all of the wet look. So here is how it looks like during a rain break. More rain to come tomorrow. So, but the good thing is this is now ready for my Intex above ground pool, which I can't install yet because I'm giving this about 3 weeks to cure, and then I'll set up the Intex pool. I hope you like this video. If you do, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Bye.